Hi and welcome back to Learn Python by doing number 18. So now it's time to learn about the reduce function. Remember when we talked about the map function and I said that it was the most important concept of functional programming? Well, the reduce function is as important as the map function. It's also extremely used in big data. So there's this thing called Hadoop MapReduce, which is a software framework for big data. And if you want to do big data, then probably the first two functions that you're going to encounter are map and reduce. But what does this reduce function do? It applies a function of two arguments cumulatively to the items of the iterable from left to right so as to reduce the iterable to a single value. So I say that it's the contrary to the map function because with the map function you are creating another, for example, if you pass a list, then you are transforming that list. But with the reduce function, then you are transforming that list to a single value. Okay, so this is one of those functions that I use a lot, especially in JavaScript. It's also available and very useful. But here in Python, you have to import it from the functools library. So that's the first thing you have to do. And now we're going to see a simple example, which is summing the elements of a list. Okay, so as I told you, the first element is a function which takes two arguments. And in this case, well, remember lambda functions can take any number of arguments. So we have x, y, and we are saying that the operation should be x plus y. Then we pass the iterable, and there is a third argument that we're going to see in a moment, which is, well, you can say the initializer. Let's see what the result of this is. Well, this is 15, and I'm going to explain you what's actually happening here. So in the lambda function, the first argument x is the accumulated value, while y is the current value. So in the first iteration, we're simply doing 1 plus 2. Then in the second iteration, we're doing 1 plus 2 plus 3. In the fourth, then x is going to be 1 plus 2 plus 3. And then we add y, which is the fourth element, which in this case is 4. And now x is going to be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. And y is going to be 5. So that's how this reduce function works. And well, maybe this is an overkill because you can apply sum directly to this list. But suppose you want an offset, so you have to initialize the sum in 10. Then you pass this third argument, which is the offset, if you want to see it like that. And now the result is 25. Why? Because, well, the sum of all of these numbers is 15, as we saw earlier, but now we're summing 10, which is the offset. So 10 plus 15, it's 25. Okay, so this is extremely useful. Again, if you have more complexity into your function, you can define your own function, but remember that that function should have two arguments. And in fact, we can replace this. So there's another library called operator, and for example, from operator we can import some very common operations like add. So if we do add here, we pass directly add, then it's 25. If I say mul, which is multiplication, then well, I have to change here mul, then this is the result, because, well, we have 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5, that's 120, times 10, that's 1200. So in fact, this is a better way to implement the factorial, so we can implement this function factorial. And I remember when I first started learning programming, I had to use recursion, but okay, so this is easier. Just call the reduce, say that the operation is the multiplication, and then pass range from 1 to n plus 1. Okay, and that's your factorial function. Then you can call it with 5, and it's 120, just in one line. Why? Because we are multiplying all the elements from 1 to n. That's the definition of factorial. Well, of course, maybe there is an error if we try to do factorial of 0, but well, that's in a special case. There's a lot of applications for the reduce function, but you have to keep in mind that it helps you to take an iterable and reduce it to a single value, and that's why it's called like that. And this is extremely important. So I hope you like this video, and see you in the next one.